Alright guys, I know we spent a lot of time going over the base scheme, and that's basically because that's about all we do, to be honest. The rest of the stuff, there's a lot you can do with the rest of the plays. Real quick, we're going to go over the I-Form Pro Twins, and all you're going to be doing basically is you're going to cut out the fullback dive. If they give you something like this, you're just going to go ahead and take that 2-3 yards. You're only going to really run this inside the 20. This is more of a slow it down kind of thing if you want to slow the game down. But the quick audible run down is the power. Same thing should be power. Basically a stretch with a pulling guard. So it's one of the better runs in the game. And if you got Brown or a speedy receiver there, you're going to get out. Most of the time you're going to be able to get a block, a cut block, or a chip on the outside dude. So that's what makes it so effective. So real quick, see how they're kind of playing it well. I think the Jaguars are the most underrated defense in the game right now. Let's just snap this. So what's going to happen is, this is the look you're going to run that power on. When you have that corner over there, is really the only time we're going to run the power. And this is all you're going to do there. You're just going to get outside, and you're going to usually get about 10-15 yards every single time. So that's how I run that play and the fullback dive in conjunction with the two of them. When they're not over there, I usually don't run the ball. Or I'll run the fullback dive. But here is the quick pass, and all it is slants. All we're going to do is streak Burris, streak Wallace, and it's just a snap throw. Well, actually, you have to wait a little bit. It's a little timing. You're gonna snap, and you're gonna wait for Burris to kind of look at you. So what's gonna happen is, let me just run the play, and then we'll show you what actually happened. Snap. When he kind of gets up in the middle, so about the 5-yard mark, you're gonna pass lead him either to the outside or the inside, based on where the defender is. So there, I pass with the inside, defender with outside. Basically the same kind of thing we've been doing all year. It's just from another formation. So here, he's to the outside, or the inside. I can throw it to the outside. He's just going to turn around and make a play. He's going to body his dude up. So that's how you run that. And then the other two reads are basically just standard slant reads. The streak from Wallace is simply to clear space against zone. So what's going to happen is that slant is now going to be open against zone. You see how that yellow kind of follows that. So that's what I do. And then the only other thing for slants that I want to tell you guys about is this route to Miller. And basically it's another auto rocket catch kind of animation. You're going to get a snap back. So you're going to snap, wait for him to about stop, and then you're just going to throw it. And he's just going to post up. So if you got 4th and inches and they're stacking in the box, go ahead and throw that route, and it's going to kill man coverage. I think for the most part it does beat zone. So that's what I do from there. The play action audible, I don't really run it, but you do have a corner route, so if you want to use that, you can, but I personally don't run that. I don't even run that play at all. The only other play I run from this formation is the deep pass audible up, which is I think it's called the hitch corner play. And all you're going to do is you're going to take Brown, you're going to smart route it, and you're going to streak Burris, and then you're going to drag Cotry. And all you're going to do is you're going to read those two streak routes. Whatever one isn't covered, you're going to throw to. There. Basically, when you go into a formation like this, what they're going to do is they're going to base a line. So let me just show you an example. To stop that power run from working so well, they're going to go ahead and base a line, and they're going to like pinch the linebackers like that to kind of stop the running plays we'll be doing. So this is going to open up. You're going to smart out Brown's right. You're going to streak Burris. You're going to drag Cotry. That's all you're going to do. And it's going to open up one of those two. There you see you're going to pass it to the right. For some reason we got caught up. I think you have to block. Actually, that is what you zig the tight end, so I told you wrong. So there's actually a lot of hot routes on this play. What I'm going to suggest is go ahead and streak, zig, or deep out, or even block. But I would personally zig Miller, smart route Brown, streak Burris, and drag Cotry. And now we have our quick reads. As you see, they're all quick reads. And then against man coverage, he's going to actually break outside. And basically, you can just pass through those streaks. I do recommend you going into practice mode first and working on these, because I personally still don't even have the timing perfect. But it's a deep pass audible, and you're just going to pass lead the streaks open against man coverage, even zone coverage. I mean, it's pretty effective this year. Pass lead. You just have to make the proper pass lead, and it will pretty much do the work for you. So that's all from the I form. Now let's go over the net. The most used formation of this is the 5-wide, and then audibling to the spread here. The Saints curl and go. All we're going to do here is run this play stock. The only other thing I would do, I'm just going to slide line to the left. And all we're going to do is, you have a curl flat on the right. You have your angled streak here, and you have a nice little comeback here. All you're going to do is you're going to look to the right, or you're going to look to the left quick and see what's going on. And we see they're in man, so we know we can hit that snapback curl route. So that's going to be man coverage, but it won't be zone. So that's important to know. If they're in zone, don't throw that route. If they're in man, you can throw it. Now again, if they're in any type of zone, then you could go ahead, or any type, again, man coverage, you can throw that route over there. And then now, once we see that, once we see what they're on the left, say they're in zone, say we read zone to the left, then we're going to be able to go back to the right. So basically, you read zone, and then you're just going to throw this right here. That little curl route to Wallace, that curl and go route, you're going to throw it as he's curling. Basically makes a curl flat concept on the right side of the field. And then again, real quick, then if they're so here, if you want to wait, you can throw it like that, and then you're going to pass it with a pass lead to the inside. So if you want to wait till he breaks, because if they're maybe user guarding it and they jump at that curl, then you're going to have that pass lead to the inside. It's going to be any stock coverage in the game. It's a user catch. It's a difficult one to master, but once you do, that right there is going to be man coverage. One sec, guys. Hello? Oh, I guess she bumped the phone. Well, in that case, you guys got to hear my awesome ringtone that I haven't changed in like 5 years. Anyway, that's basically all I do from this play. This is just a wrinkle. The main plays is the quicks. The quick audibles here, we have curl flats, and we all know about curl flats. I'm not even going to spend the time on it. Oh, 1 second, guys. Hello? Yeah. Okay. Yep. So, I guess she didn't accidentally throw. But anyway, curl flats, it's just basically the same concept. I don't want to go over this again. But here's setup 1, and then we're just going to motion snap burst. But curl flats is so good, but I feel like any playbook that has curl flat in it from gun spread is automatically in the conversation for one of the best playbooks, especially the ones that have it in the quick audibles. Because you see here, the quick audible down, we have the draw. Setup 2 for curl flats again is this, with the streaks and the 2 outs. So there's that. And then what I wanted to tell you though, those are the 2 main setups for curl flats. I'm not even going to go over it. If you want to see curl flats broken down to exhaustion, just go back to one of my earlier schemes and it'll be there. The deep pass audible, the verticals, there's perfect. We have our verticals now. We're going to fade Cotry for man coverage, and the rest of them are going to be zone, but that's going to be man coverage right there. Those 2 angled streaks will also be zone, as well as that little in route, or will also be man. And then that little in route to the running back, if you throw it before he cuts to the end, basically before he cuts inside, he's going to catch almost like a once upfield, so snap. Oh crap, I forgot the quick audible. Saints couldn't go. So much you can do as Saints playbook. I think it's very underrated. But anyway, deep pass audible, and then Brown, we're just gonna throw it right there, and he's gonna get the little angle upfield. He usually never drops that ball for some reason. So there's that. Now that's verticals, and that's gonna be used to beat the opponent when they start calling cover 2 sink. Those 2 angled streaks will beat cover 2 sink, especially with that in route to Brown. Your play action audible. This right here is why the Saints playbook is one of the best. All you're going to do is streak Cotry, and do whatever you want with the running back. You could put him on a hook. You could even wheel him. You could drag. I mean, you can blue route. It doesn't matter. He's not even a part of the play. All we're going to do is hit these two wheel routes when they cut inside against man coverage. Here they're going to cut inside like that, and you just have to work on your timing. But they're going to be wide open. They've been open all year. It's the same concept of passable drag, but now it's in a spread formation. So it's even easier to read the defense now. So again, you could drag Cotry or you could streak him depending on, if you want to hot read, then drag him. If you want to coverage D, then I would streak him. But what happens here is the safety's going to go with him. So now you're going to have a delayed wheel route. You can hit the burst. So burst's wheel route's not going to be your first read. The first wheel route read is going to be to Miller. Then you're going to go back to burst. Then you're going to see what's going on with that streak. Here's the read progression. Miller, Burris, Cotry, Wallace. So Miller, for some reason he didn't put his hands up. And then we're going to go to Cotry. So let me show you an example of when we would go to Cotry. Something like this. And that's not open. They got some kind of zone, so pass lead to the up. Pass lead up and click on and go to the inside and catch it. That's an example of when we go to him. And then the last example, or the third example, is when we're going to go to burst. This is against two-man under with like a purple on the right. So you have like a purple here, maybe double purple, so we'd like to kind of cover that. Now we're going to go to burst because the safety's not going to go get him. And then the last read on the play is going to be Wallace for the user catch on that awesome post. And this is going to be used to beat people who do this. And as you see, that's going to get a lot of space against man coverage. They're just not going to be able to do anything about it. And it's a play-action blocking, which is the best blocking scheme in the game right now. So that's what I'm going to be doing from the spread formation. It's actually going to be one of my most used formations. And now we're going to go to the Saints, the close HB will. And all we're going to do is, you see you have this kind of tight look. Cannot motion anybody though. The only problem with this. But what you're going to do is, you're going to take Wallace and you're going to put him on a streak, and you're going to zig or drag Miller. Your first read is going to be Wallace on that streak, because if they don't have any safety help, pass lead to the outside, you're going to have that open all game. There they had safety help, that's why I was able to kind of stop it. But you have that pass lead if they don't have safety help over the top. So basically, if they're not two-man, you'll have that pass lead. Now your second read is going to be Burris on this little snap throw there. He's going to get upfield. Most of the times he catches it against zone, he's going to kill it because what happens is there's no one else there. So, and then then you have your drag here. So if they were in zone, I would hit that, but they're not. So I can hit my wheel route to Antonio Brown. So that's what I'm doing with Brown there. And then you have your coverage D beater to Cotry now. Now it's coming from the left side with the sweet post route. I'm struggling with my user skills today. So if they're in some kind of coverage D, or if you just know nothing else is open, I'm going to try to show you a blitz, but they're actually in coverage D. So you call this your reads. Okay, everything's covered. Pass lead the inside. You got Cotry. So that's what I do for that. That's all I really do from that. This is just a quick play to go to, just kind of just change it up. The next play is a Saint spot shake, and all we do here is we just streak Cotry. A lot of things you can do with the snugs. The quick pass audible is this play, and you just want to go ahead and streak. You want to streak the right dude, and then you want to smart route Burris, fade Cotry, and then just motion snap Cotry, and he's going to beat man coverage. So that's what I'm going to do from stick. And then real quick, Saint spot shake is just going to be just like passable drag. It's just now we have a little different look. And basically you're just going to read to square, then to triangle, Then you're going to go back to R1, then you're going to go to X, and then you're going to circle. So here you have triangle for the little wheel route. And then you're going to have start to play zones on you to try to confuse the wheel route. So now you're going to go to complementary. And you see there the safeties won't cover the streak. And then they start playing coverage D, so something like this. You're going to have Miller. Because if you pass it to the inside, the dude it's covering is going to go over the top, and you're just going to go underneath him. So, and then you're going to have that shake route that you can throw whenever you get to it. That time we had R1, as you see him get a ton of separation against man coverage. So they can't really run man. If they run zone, they're going to get in trouble because zone is the best way to combat anything in this game because you can confuse them. So if you get the right read, you make the right read against your zone, they're not going to be able to run zone either. But there you see the wheel route beating man coverage. So that's pretty much what I do from Saint Spot Shake. Real quick, I'm going to run over a couple other plays in the snugs. Your quick pass audible to the right is that option route, and all we're doing is we're going to smart route Brown, and we're going to motion snap complementary one step into the right. So he's going to step to the right, snap, and then you're going to throw it back as it kind of hooks back. And that's going to be a quick read. It's man coverage, it will be open. Zone coverage, it won't be open. Zone coverage is where we're going to start throwing these streaks. Because as you would have seen, the streaks are the same against zone. So say they do a zone, well, we're going to go ahead and do our snap motion or whatever. And now they're going to go up, so we're going to have Brown. So those three streaks, it's a high-low read in between those three as to what one they cover. Now, if they go man coverage and they put like a user defender or an adjustment on that one route alone, then you're going to have the corner route on the right side. Real quick, corner route, beating man. Like I said, corner route does not beat man. Usually does beat man. For some reason, the Jags corners were just roiding this scheme. But most of the time, corner routes do beat man. But unfortunately, this one doesn't. So what we're going to do is, if they are taking away that one play, that snap, then you still have Miller's still going to be open. Watch this real quick. Pass to the inside again. He's going to go over the top. You're going to have the position. But you need to catch that against man coverage only. Zone coverage, you'll have to make a high-low read. And then real quick, we're going to go over the play action audible. And it's the same one that's the most snugs formations. And all we're going to do is block the running back, and we're going to go ahead and motion complementary out. You actually put the running back up flat. We get curl flat to the left. Triangle's going to be zone or man and zone. He's like basically a voided drag route. To the left side of the field, you're going to have curl flat concept. So it's going to be man and zone because the deep outs beat man, and the curl flat concept will beat zone. So again, and then on the right side of the field, you're going to have a snap. And if they're in man, you can kind of throw it like that. But the problem is the drag will get in the way, so you can't really throw that route unless this dude on the left gets pressed, which can happen from cover 2. But if they don't run the cover 2 play, then you're just going to kind of leave that route alone. Let that route do what it's going to do to the safeties, because it's going to kill the safeties. What's going to happen is you're not going to have Wallace. Most of the time he'll be open. For some reason Mathis is there again, ripping my scheme. But I don't really run the play action play often, and that's why, because it's inconsistent. Sometimes you'll get separation, sometimes you won't. It just kind of depends on who's covering him. See there, he kind of roasts it. It's unbumpable route, so I mean that says what it is. But that's all I do in the snugs really. And then the single back snug is a very similar play, but it's under center. And here all I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take Miller and streak him. Because as you see, he's not aligned right, and if we baseline, it's going to get even worse. But as you see, this doesn't line up very well for the defense. You see they're kind of on the outside, so you're going to have those pass lead streaks. So for example, here I'm going to pass lead the inside, click on, and it's going to be open. Those pass leads, especially against coverage 0, they're going to be in trouble. So you're just going to streak both dudes, and then you're going to have the out route. You can also drag burst, but I personally will streak him. And then if you don't have the streaks, the corner route does definitely beat man from this formation because they're in tight and they're not pressed. So that's why it beats it. And then real quick, the wheel route to the running back. Is your first read, and what's going to happen is a man switch is going to occur, and it's going to allow a quick running back to get out there quick. And what you could also do from this, if you really want to, is motion snap Brown across. So for example, you could mess around with the motion. You could kind of bring him to the left here, and then you can snap it, and it's going to work as more of a backwards pass there. You have to kind of wait for the man switch to occur, but what you can do again is, if you want to go ahead and do this with your streaks, and then just motion him to the right, and snap before he sets up, so like right there, he's going to get a little turbo, and there's no man coverage in the game will stop that. They're going to have to manually cover that if they're going to go man, and you're going to get up the field with Brown. So that's why it's important to have a quick running back or a fast receiver there. Quick audibles from this consists of stick. We just gone over stick and how to run that effectively. Deep pass is a bench concept. All we're going to do is streak Wallace and drag Cotchery, motion Cotchery 3 steps. We get that drag. We got the bench route that's going to beat man, and then the streak will beat zone. So basically stuff that you already know how to do, but the Saints playbook puts it all together for you in a scheme. And then the PA audible is not very good. I rarely ever run it, but what you could do is you could streak both of them, motion Brown, and then put him on a delay, and then it's going to work like a little delayed screen here. You're going to get that dude to block him. No one's going to guard Brown, and he'll be open because his dude will blitz. It's just the way it works this year, but that's how I would do that play if I were to run it. I really don't run that play. I mainly just run HV reel really quick with those 2 streaks. It's a quick play to go to if they've been thinking all day about your base formation from the 5 wide. Again, the deep pass formation, a lot you can do. You can motion Cotchery out like this, snapping back, and he'll kind of go on a little angle. If you want to work on that, I personally don't do that. That's why I'm not really showing you. I'm just giving you ideas of stuff you could work on to make it your own scheme. Another thing you can do from the bench is go ahead and just put both inside dudes on streaks. And those 2 corner routes, and now you have both on both sides, so they can't really use or defend anything. So that's what makes the bench such a good play. And last but not least, we have the run audible down. And this is just simply, we're going to motion Cotchery over like so, snap, just get upfield. The dive is one of the best runs in the game this year. So that's how I run the Saints playbook, mixing everything. But I would try and stick with the spread field because their 5 wide and their spread is one of the best this year, especially with the quick audibles. But anyway, that's the Saints playbook. So now we're going to get into a defense for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Thanks for watching, guys.